uh, my domain account meta manager slash this is the domain user. Click next. No errors. Click next. Install. Okay, node 1 is installing. Let's go to node 2. Here we are in final steps. Click next. Again we will use the same domain user account. Okay, node 2 is installing. Let us go and verify node 1 if it installed. Okay, we are almost there. Okay, let's talk about integration services service. Actually, it is not very much required in the sense why we need the service SSIS service to maintain the packages. We can manage the packages from Management Studio, and maybe we can cache the designer components. Very few things. Without the integration services, we can run the job. We can run the SSIS package. We can design the SSIS package using bits. We don't need integration services for that. We can do most of the things, almost everything, without the need of integration services service. Okay, but it's just that we need. Everybody use that, so let's use it. And clustering that service, again, it's I don't know who does, but there are a lot of people interested in clustering the SSIS services. And about the reporting services, there is no clustering the reporting services concept. Okay, there is a scale out deployment SSRS where we have multiple nodes, multiple computers have the SSRS installed, and create a load balancer, things like that. Okay, the installation of SSIS is completed on node 1. Close the window and let's go to the node 2. Okay, on node 2 it is completed. Okay, now we will start clustering the SSIS. First, let us find out the IP address that we reserved for SSIS clustering. Okay, SSIS we have reserved 117. Okay, we will use that. Go to the failover cluster management. Now this is empty group. Okay, now we need to add the network name and IP address, disk, SSIS. All those things we need to add. Okay, first let us add client access point. Okay, here I guess what is that number, 116? 117. Give the 117, and we can say dev SSIS CLU. This is our SSIS network name. Okay, it is adding the network name for our SSIS resource group, and IP address depends on the network name depends on IP address, so it is also creating the IP address resource, as you can see here. And we need to let us add the, okay, make it online, bring this resource online. It should bring online because the IP should be available. Refresh that. Okay, now we need to add the SSIS service into that group. Okay, click the generic service. It should show the list of services that we can add. Let us select the SSIS services. This is at the end of the list. Click next, next, and finish. We added the SSIS service. Okay, let us add the storage. We have the disk available for us to use in this cluster. Okay, we select the disk. Okay, bring the SSIS resource group online. That's it, we have clustered SSIS. Okay, but there are certain things that we need to tweak. Okay, for example, the configuration file. The configuration file, let me open that. Here we have the configuration file. Okay, so if clients are connecting to SSIS, if the node 1 is servicing, it will point to these packages. Okay, what we need to do, copy this configuration file, okay, and go to the SSIS disk. This is the disk that SSIS is using, and let us create a folder called SSIS setup, something like that. Okay, under that folder, copy that configuration file, and now let's start editing that file. Okay, so here our SSIS disk is J drive. Okay, what we do, let us say we create the packages here. This is the packages folder. Okay, we store all the packages here, and if we open the package store from Management Studio or elsewhere, okay, it should point to this folder. Okay, so in the, 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 in the configuration file, okay, so in the configuration file, 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 in the conf we need to specify like this: J packages. Okay, and MSDB, it is not going to work because the credentials, it won't delegate the credentials from one resource group to another resource group. Okay, so double hop is not possible. So that is why we cannot use MSDB. We cannot browse the packages from MSDB if we have the SSIS on a different resource group from SQL Server group. Okay, what I'm talking about is that here we have the SSIS in its own group. Okay, this is the SQL Server group. Okay, here we have one SQL Server group, and this is one SQL Server group. Okay, and this is SSAS group, and this is SSIS group. Okay, when installing this resource group, we could have selected SSIS and SQL Server Database Engine both. In that case, MSDB is going to work because there is no double hop there. Okay, but we have put the SSIS in a different resource group here, so it cannot jump from this machine to that machine and delegate the credentials. For example, you might connect using one account, and the machine, it uses a different MSDB account, so it has to pass that the cluster admin account. We can tweak that, but it's very clumsy process. So generally, double hop by default, Microsoft doesn't do that. So package store will work fine. We can tweak the configuration file, but MSDB, we cannot browse the MSDB packages. Okay, we will see that. Now I am making changes to this configuration file. Okay, so as you can see, J drive packages. I'm editing this file, and in the file I'm saying J drive packages. Okay, let us save this file. Okay, now we need to modify the registry. By default, registry is pointing to the configuration file in the C drive program files, DTS packages, by the default folder. Okay, this file we need to modify. Sorry, this key. Here we need to say J drive SSIS setup